The lawsuit. Episode 4 of Hyde begins with a hurt Moon-young asking Sung-jae to explain. He claims that Tae-soo died of alcohol poisoning on the way to the hospital. CEO Ma-kan kept calling him and he needed to disappear. Jin-woo was blackmailing him and went after him with a gun, but in the confusion, he was shot. It also seems that his law firm's profits were being spent on Hyun, but there was no progress. He ran out of money and asked CEO Ma for help, but he ended up getting stuck at Jumshin. He blames everything on CEO Ma, including the life insurance. As for Myung-hee, he told her as he needed her to babysit BOM while he faked his death. When Moon-young asked Sung-jae to come back and repay his debt, he says CEO Ma will never let him go. Upset, she causes a scene and a neighbor hears them. They hide together and Sung-jae realizes that she believes him. He gives her more dirt on Ma via USB and says this will keep him away from BOM. However, he needs to stay dead as it is the only way, and Moon-young cries. At home, she gets a notification that Sung-jae has sent the blackmail money to Jin-woo and trust in her husband is further solidified. She also tries to resolve the law firm's loss by stopping the funds for the Welfare Foundation. Her father-in-law, Cha Won, tries to stop her, but it is revealed that he has an ulterior motive. His philanthropy has secured him a nomination as Haejin's mayor. She also ignores Jin-woo's calls, who gets petty and sets Detective Beck on Sung-jae's tail. He claims that the man who shot him is Hwang Tae-soo and takes him to his place. It is empty, but the bills are paid. They also run into the neighbor who tells them about the fight he heard with a woman, and Jin-woo figures that Moon-young has met Sung-jae. He finally gets in touch with Moon-young, who asks if the gun is his, and he feels she is a lost cause. Meanwhile, CEO Ma and his lackey, Yoon, continue to threaten BOM. Moon-young finally decides to sue him for damages worth $7 billion. However, in court, for evidence, she submits the USB. It contains dashcam footage of Ma beating the villager, Mr. Park, and then running his car over him. Kim Yoon-sun is present and calls the cops, but Ma cuts the call. Instead, he calls Sung-jae, who convinces Kim to take the fall. She finally calls the cops, and in the meantime, as insurance, Sung-jae buys the dashcam footage from a truck that was parked at the site. In court, Moon-young points out that Kim died before her trial and Sung-jae, her lawyer, committed suicide out of guilt. She claims that Ma is threatening Sung-jae's family because of the botched case, and Shinhwa has him arrested for murder. The old man, Choi Moo-won, watches the news and smiles at Yeonju. Meanwhile, Moon-young texts Sung-jae that she misses him and that he should do the right thing and take responsibility. She feels lighter and cheerfully drops BOM to school and then heads for Yeonju's tea party. Elsewhere, Jin-woo finds Sung-jae and confronts him about Tae-soo. Before Sung-jae can explain, someone knocks out Jin-woo. At the tea party, Yeonju gives Moon-young a bag of cash, which shocks her. Shinhwa calls and Yeonju goads her to pick it up as is good news. It indeed is. Ma has been killed while in custody. Yeonju then shows a photo of Sung-jae leaving Tae-soo's home and asks if Moon-young had a nice reunion at the end of Hyde Episode 4. The episode review. Hyde Episode 4 keeps us on our toes, and we are actually enjoying the plot twists now. At first, it was too convoluted to follow, but now that everything has been set up, we can follow the mystery easily. Oh, and from next week's preview, we can gather the lady that CEO Ma answered to happens to be Yeonju. Oh, and Sung-jae is so shady. Since Jin-woo clearly didn't have a gun and we still haven't been told what Sung-jae has done with the $7 billion he has stolen, he clearly cannot be trusted. Sure, he loves his family, but the fact that he peppers his lies with some truths makes us wonder what exactly is real.